Hi, welcome. I'm Amber, and today we'll be focusing on chin stand. And this was not a pose that I even attempted to try before earlier this year. I didn't really ever think it would be one that I'd be able to do. But when you really understand the mechanics, you use props, you think about or you work the mobility and the strength, then it is totally accessible, especially with blocks. So that's what we'll focus on today. We'll work some cervical and thoracic mobility because we've got to have a back bend in this inversion, shoulder strength, core strength, and then some back body activation. So these will be drills that you could work into your own practice or that you could work into strength training throughout the week, but it is accessible. You can use a wall if you'd prefer, but 2 blocks is all that I'll work with today. So we'll get started in a child's pose using the blocks. So I'd invite you to bring either your hands or the backs of your elbows for a little bit deeper opening onto the blocks. So I'm going to bring my elbows, clasp the hands, or even make prayer hands. My knees are nice and wide. Drop the hips down and back. Drop the hands behind the shoulders. Now, like I said, just your hands can be on the blocks in this child's pose too. We're just trying to get into a deeper opening into the shoulders. Take a deep, full breath in. Open up, exhale. Let that go. Another deep, full breath in. Open up, let that go. Just let the body ease here. The shoulders open, the hips settle. Another breath in. And release. And let's take the hands out in front. This time we'll use the blocks just to begin to warm through the thoracic spine. So I want you to stay really nice and low here and like slither forward, let the chest open, pull the heels towards the glutes, and then slither right back into that child's pose. Do that for a few rounds of breath. Let's do one more. And take it back, settle back to your child's pose. Deep breath in. And draw yourself up. So we'll move into, actually, let's keep our hands on the blocks. Take a few rounds of cat-cows up high, and when you stay on the blocks, it just gives you a little bit deeper curve to your spine. So use the inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. And as you exhale, round through your spine, pull the pit of the belly in and up. Do a few rounds just like that. And maybe find some other movement that feels good, some hip shimmies, some lateral sways, roll the neck, the jaw. And now come through or come off the blocks, just slide them forward. We're going to use them again in a moment. On an inhale, slide the right fingertips to sky, so reach. Hand comes behind head. We'll take some thoracic twists. So elbow taps inside of left elbow. Inhale, open for another 3, 2, 1 more. And reach, right fingertips to sky. Now thread the needle, right ear, right cheek through, threads through. Maybe slide your left foot back. Keep the toes on the ground. Press the left heel towards the ground. And if you'd like, fire up that left glute and float. Get a little deeper stretch in the shoulder with this, and then we just start to activate into the back body a little bit. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, left knee meets right. Inhale, right fingertips back to sky, full breath. And back to your tabletop. Maybe wiggle it out here. Move to the other side. Inhale, left arm reaches. Bring the hand behind the head. Let's take that thoracic twist. Tap. Open up for another 3. You've got 2. 1 more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, thread the needle. Left ear, left cheek rests. Slide your right foot back, right heel reaches first. A little stretch across that calf. Fire up the glute and float. So that firing up the glute, so I'm really lengthened out through my leg here. It'll be the same thing when we come into chin stand. Got to have strong back body activation. And release. Left fingertips reach to sky, full breath. Exhale back to your tabletop. Little shimmies again, just let it feel good. And we'll move into a puppy pose, but using the blocks next. So we want the blocks on the highest setting. And with puppy pose, we want to walk our hips just slightly forward of our knees. We're going to reach the blocks really far. Before you just collapse into it though, I want you to press your palms, think chest like parallel to the ground here. Just press and pull back for 3, 2, and release. Maybe the forehead touches, maybe not. But let the shoulders open up here. This is a great stretch just to counteract the traditional shape that most of us are in every day. Rounded forward over our computers and phones and sitting. This opens up across the chest. And we need this opening in order to find chin stand as well. Another inhale. Exhale that out. Inhale, press yourself up. And sit back to your heels for just a moment, finding your lightning bolt pose. Let the palms settle to the tops of your thighs. Maybe even close down the eyes. And on an inhale, sweep the arms overhead. As you exhale, cactus out your arms, lift your chest, lift your chin. And then just continue to release the hands, clasping the palms at the base of your spine. Draw the knuckles down, roll the shoulders open. And release. Keep the grip of your hands though, and just wiggle the hands over to the left side of your hips. So right around your waist. Let the left ear drop towards the right, stretching across the right side of the neck. Release back through center and let's switch sides. Just slide over to the right. Ear drops to the right. You get a stretch across the left side of the neck. And release. Release the hands, roll the shoulders, the neck. And then we slide into downward facing dog from here. You can put the blocks over to the side. Fingers spread wide, pedal through the heels. Take an inhale. As you exhale, slide into your high plank. Pause there. Take a breath. Knees up or down, lower to your forearm plank. So pause there. So I'm going to press down out of my shoulders, squeeze my thighs, tuck the pelvis still. Don't let the chest drop to the ground. Take an inhale. As you exhale, slowly lower the belly. Meet me in Sphinx. Untuck your toes. Draw your chest forward. Lift through the crown of your head. Now tuck the toes, scoop the pelvis. We move back into forearm plank. Lift and pause. We'll take some rainbow hips here. So little taps with the hips, side to side. Another 3, 2, 1. Pause in that forearm plank and lower. Lengthen through the chest, through the crown of the head, pull chest forward in Sphinx. We'll do that 2 more times. Tuck the toes, tuck the pelvis, forearm plank, and rainbow hips. So just getting the core really nice and fired up here. Keep moving. Another 4, 3, 2, 1 more. And pause and hold. And release. Find your Sphinx pose. Stretch through the abs. Let it feel good. One more time. Tuck the toes, lift, forearm plank, and rainbow hips. Oblique action here too. Keep the hips nice and low. Another 4, 3, 2, hold, and release. Sphinx, inhale. Exhale, let's find a crocodile pose. Come off those shoulders, let the forehead rest. Stacking one forearm on top of the other. Let the feet fall open and breathe. So we'll move through just one more drill before we start to play with the blocks and chin stand. Just keeping in mind that this is a progression. It's really easy. I know I find myself getting frustrated when my body, quote unquote, won't cooperate. But truly, this is about meeting your body where it's at, day in and day out. Some days it's easier to get into these poses than others. Take a breath, let it go, and let's press up and back. All right, so this is really the first part of the progression with tiger push-ups. So you can continue just to work tiger push-ups, and this is where you stay. So we'll go tiger push-ups, and then we'll go 2 progressions past with the blocks for chin stand. Tiger push-ups, though, are really the shape that we need to understand to get into chin stand. So hands come shoulder width apart. My elbows don't pop out. I've got to wrap the elbow eyes forward. Hands are spread really wide. And I'm pressing through my hands. The full hand is on the ground the whole time. I'm going to float my right leg behind me. Instead of moving straight down, I'm going to shift slightly forward and think chin to floor. So wrap the elbows, tap, exhale, up. So let's do this for 5. For 4, stay locked out in that back leg. Another 3. Exhale up. This is excellent also for tricep strength. Another 2. 1 more. And set it down, press it back, sit back to your heels, just roll it out. And we'll do the other side. So I love to work these into my warm-ups in flows as well, just from the strength perspective. Left leg floats now. Shift the chin forward, tap the chin. We're not putting pressure there. We're just tapping. Another 5. We've got 4, 3, 2 more, 1 more, and release. All right, so that same shape is what we're going to use with the blocks now. So I'm going to set my blocks on the highest setting, and things to think about. We've got to have elbows wrapped tight, just like in those tiger push-ups. Hands are spread wide, or fingers are spread wide. There is a little shift of the weight forward, but you don't want to shift too far forward that you start to topple the blocks. There's a lot of back body activation here, so you've got to be locked out through the legs and really fire from the glute where your glute meets your hamstring. So fingers come behind the blocks. Blocks are shoulder width apart on the highest setting. I'm going to lean forward and allow the blocks to secure or support my shoulders. My chin is not going to touch the ground in this. I walk into a down dog, press into the hands, wrap the shoulders. Inhale, right leg or one leg lifts, and then I tip forward, whoop, and maybe the opposite leg follows. That didn't work this time. So I'm going to try it again, walk it in, Right leg lifts, a little shift, and a lift. And step it down. And then release. Whew. We'll do one more little drill in between. We'll take the blocks down one more level, and that's where we'll stop today. But this is really good for as you do start to get closer and the chin does come closer to the ground to help with cervical mobility. So I'm going to take my block to its lowest setting and come into a puppy pose with my chin on the block. Now, if you have any issues in your neck, you do not want to do this. Walk your hands forward. Chin lightly rests to the edge of that block, and then I'm just going to settle in, allowing the block to help find the curve of my C-spine. Another 3, 2, down, rock it back, release. Little circles up the neck of the spine. We'll do just one more progression, just so you can get the feel. And again, maybe one leg is lifting and the other one isn't. That's fine. Play there. Press into the hands. Feel the lift. And eventually that other leg will float. What you don't want to do is hop. So, all right. So blocks are in the medium setting. It's the same thing. My hands come behind the blocks. I wrap my elbows, shoulders settle to the tops of the blocks. I reach my chin forward, walk it forward. One leg floats, press through the hands, exhale the other leg up, and very carefully release. Oof. So I think that's probably a really important cue to understand. Before I lift that second leg, I press and wrap. So I make sure that I'm strong through the shoulders. Eventually you can come down to the lowest setting and then no blocks at all. But that gives you an idea of the shape, and use the blocks. They're a great way to access this pose. So let's take just a moment in a child's pose. Knees can be narrow or wide, but bring the hands down and behind you. Wrap the hands towards your heels. Let the shoulders just have a moment to release. Acknowledge how your body showed up. Every time you step to the mat, it's a different journey. It's an opportunity to meet your body where it's at, to listen to it, to respond, and to accept that where it is at on any given day is exactly where you're meant to be. Take another breath in. Exhale that out. Gently press yourself up to a seat. And bring the hands to the tops of your thighs. Let's take just a few gentle cat-cows. Inhale, draw the chin up and forward. Exhale, spread the shoulders, tuck the chin, tuck the pelvis. Let that feel good. And come back to a seat. Sitting tall. Draw your hands to prayer at heart center. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice today. The light within me recognizes and honors the light within you. Peace.